Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Walk With Me. This is Josh here, and today we are celebrating 100 videos on the channel, and I wanted to share with you my best tips and practices for tracking your food. Let's get into it. So 100 videos. I want to take a minute before we get into the main topic just to thank all of you. I know you guys give me a lot of credit and say such nice things in the comments about how I was able to help, but I just wanted you all to know, it definitely goes both ways. You guys all help me so much with keeping myself on track and honest, and I really love helping you. And it's just been an incredibly rewarding almost year now of being able to help all of you guys, and it's helped me so much in the process. Because I'm nowhere near perfect. Every topic, everything I've ever covered on this channel, it's all from things I've struggled with or experienced in my own life. So don't think that you're alone or the only one having trouble. And that was a big reason why I started this channel. If I can save any of you time or energy or heartache on this journey, I think I've won. Just thank you guys all so much for being there for me. I'm excited to continue being here for you, and I'm excited for another 100 videos. But on to the main topic at hand, tracking your food. I forget sometimes to go over some of the basics. The longer time goes by for maintenance for me, it's easy to forget what has become the new normal. And your diet is gonna be the number one thing that needs to be on track for continued success with your weight loss. And if anyone doesn't know, I'm a big advocate and I personally follow flexible dieting, or if it fits your macros. I made a bunch of other videos about how to set that up and get started. But the first and most important thing for how to track your food is where to do it. There are a few competing apps out there for calorie tracking. I've tested them over the years, and MyFitnessPal has definitely been my number one pick. The interface isn't the nicest, but they definitely have the biggest database of food, and being able to find the food that you need to log is the most important thing. So if anyone's not sure of what app to be using, MyFitnessPal has definitely been the most thorough. The last couple of weeks I've been testing a new app called Evolve that John Glaude, Obese to Beast, has been working on. The interface is really great, but the database doesn't seem to be there. So I'm curious to see how that goes. Don't want to give a full review yet. I want to try it a little bit longer first. But MyFitnessPal has definitely been great and more than enough for what I need. The next tip I wanted to go over, get a food scale. Get a food scale, get a food scale, get a food scale. I am so irritated with myself that it took me so long. Tracking your food by weight is crucially important. Volume measurements lead to a lot of inaccuracies, and those little inaccuracies compound when you're tracking multiple things throughout the day. Those compound can really eat away at your deficit, and you want to make sure you keep control of your intake, and the best and most accurate way to do that is with a food scale. So portion out your food by weight. I'll leave a link below to the one I use. It's nothing special. I think it was only like $7 or $8 on Amazon, but I did not get that scale until years into my tracking, and I wish I would have gotten it sooner. The amount of things that were way off that I was sure I was tracking properly was just crazy. And when a lot of people struggle with plateaus or don't understand why they're not losing weight, I really do believe the majority of the time it just comes down to tracking inaccuracies. So if you're still measuring your food by volume, cut it out, go by a scale. It is so important. And the last point I wanted to make, be honest and be accurate. And this one's obvious, but probably the hardest one to make sure and stick to. But you need to make sure you're not trying to fudge the numbers when you're tracking your food. That little extra snack or serving of this or helping of that is it's something that makes a big difference for your overall calorie intake and burn. Those little things make a big impact on a bigger scale. So just really make sure you're logging and tracking your food as accurately and as honestly as you can. A big thing that I do when I'm dieting down to help with this in the mornings, I usually will go through and pre-log all of my food onto MyFitnessPal. it just really gets me set up for the day and keeps me aware of where I'm at for the day for my calories. Because if you don't know, there's no way you can stay on track. So that helps me know. So I would also recommend that as well. You know, log everything in the morning if you can, just so you can go and start your day stress-free. You're not thinking about it, you're not worrying about it. You're all set up. But that's gonna wrap it up for the video. Thank you guys all so much again for supporting me through 100 videos. Something's bugging my allergies. But anyway, be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. As always, it really does help me out a ton. And leave me a comment down below. What's your best tip for tracking for anyone starting off? What advice would you give them? I'm hoping this can be a little bit of a haven of knowledge for folks. So leave that comment below, let everyone know. And be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos. I put new ones out twice a week. I make these on Mondays, I make other videos on Fridays. But until next time, I will talk to you all later. Have a good one.